Will the Astros find themselves getting closer to the other teams as they climb up after a series sweep by the Red Sox, but they head to Miami? They've got new blood in the clubhouse. They've got an old friend back in. Can they turn it around offensively? Let's talk about it right now.
Jainel Diaz, this is Locked On Astros.
Hello and welcome to Locked On Astros, your daily Astros podcast. Here are your hosts, Eric the Man Heisman and Brett H-Town Wheelhouse Chansey.
We are Locked On Houston Astros, and we hope that you join us for a daily Locked On Astros podcast. My name is Eric Heisman. You can find me on X at Eric Talk Stros. You can find Brett at H-Town Wheelhouse. We have a combined 18 years of podcasting experience. Thank you for making Locked On Astros podcast your first listen every day, whether it's on YouTube. Go ahead and subscribe to us. Go and make us first listen. Apple, Odyssey, Spotify, wherever you listen to your podcast. Go and check us out. I believe we're at 14,833 subscribers. So, guys, thank you for everybody that makes us your first listen, whether it's on your way to work, on your way home from work, whatever it is. Thank you for making us part of your daily routine. This episode is brought to you by 5 Hour Energy Transfusion. Go to 5hourenergy.com and use my promo code LOCKEDONGolf to receive 20% off your order. Only valid through September 30th. Order transfusion flavored 5 Hour Energy shots today. Brett, it feels like after all of these trades these Astros made over the past 3 or 4 days, you would think that would be a transfusion to the offense. But unfortunately, the Astros only scored 5 runs in this series. And it's just crazy what happened. And then you had Hunter Brown pitch a heck of a game, but the offense couldn't come up with any games. By the way, that game on Friday was like a playoff game. It felt like it was an awesome atmosphere.
Yeah.
That would have been a game to go to. But these other 2 games, nothing happened. Yeah, you had a home run here by Christian Walker, a home run by Carlos Correa. But other than that, there was nothing exciting happening in those games. We'll talk about that. And Spencer Arrighetti, he'll be back in rotation soon. But Brett, now that the dust is settled, what do you think about the trade acquisitions that Astros made?
Oh, I think they did a great job. Now there's a lot of people that are critical of the Carlos Correa trade. I'll be honest, I don't like the Bob Nightingale revelation that the Astros offered Christian Walker.
Actually, Brett, it was the Twins that wanted him, and the Astros said no.
Oh, okay.
Bob Nightingale clarified it later.
Okay, thank you. That makes me feel a whole hell of a lot better, because I was like, how did we give Abreu all this leash, but yet we're willing? Okay, you know what? That totally changes my mood on that. Okay, so I still think the Astros did take on a little bit more than they should have, but they're also paying less than what they would have paid in the original offer to Carlos Correa. The bottom line is Carlos Correa's got to deliver. I know he's Houston's son. I know he was raised up in this organization, and I know he's beloved by fans everywhere. When he gets back home Monday, when they play the Red Sox off this road trip, he on that Monday when they get here, he is going to be welcomed like a king, right? And I get it. And there's nothing wrong with, I'm a fan of Carlos Correa being in an Astros uniform. But I love the Jesus Sanchez. I love I thought the Astros maximized their return without giving up a whole lot. And I know people are sitting there saying, well, if you look at the millions and look at the negative and all this stuff, whatever. You know what? You can't replace that intangible force of Carlos Correa. He's already shown some leadership. He's up there, the top of the stairs, but the trade deadline, Eric, to answer your question, I liked it. I think the Astros are one of the winners. The bottom line is they've got to produce at the plate.
I think my big takeaway is exactly what we've seen this series. Colton Gordon, I don't know if he's the answer right now. I think in the future he might be a good serviceable pitcher, but he did not fool the Red Sox at all. And I know that Hector Neris almost started the bench is cleared, but it felt like there was almost a brawl, a Boston Tea Party or something out there. But
well, I love Hector Neris. I love the flair, but Hector, you gotta be better on the mound, dude. But look at this. This is, I think, a microcosm of what a lot of Astros fans are feeling, and I think Ghost Stros hits the nail on the head. Okay, sarcastic parody should probably say something like this, right? One of our listeners right here. OMG, fire Brown, the spot of the doctors, the players, the owner. Fire Houston, fire Texas, fire America, fire the earth, the universe. We can't win. I mean, that's where a lot of people are. And Eric, what do the Astros do every year? They go through a lull. They go through, I mean, they were riding high until they hit the All-Star break, and they've been on this skid. But they've been doing this with the AAA lineup, with the majority of their pitchers hurt, and depending heavily on Hunter Brown and Framber Valdez.
Right.
So the fact that they're still in first place is pretty outstanding. But there are no excuses from here on out. If they don't produce, if they don't perform, the Rangers and Mariners are coming for us, and they're not going to apologize if they pass.
Yeah, and that's exactly what the trade deadline was. It was the Mariners getting better. The Rangers made some trades. They got better. The Angels did one random trade. They got a little bit better, I guess. But the other teams saw that despite what the Astros did, they didn't go out and get a starting pitcher, which is, I think, still going to be something that we'll have to see how Spencer Arrighetti did. Even before he got hurt, he wasn't having the best season. But I know the Astros and the Dylan Cease trade, I don't think we've talked about this yet on the podcast, but if the Dylan Cease trade was to go on, rumors had it, I think Bob Nightingale said that the Padres wanted Arrighetti. Right. I know we also heard that they wanted Bryce Matthews at the same time. So that then plus two other prospects for basically a month and a half of Dylan Cease.
Yes. Did you also hear what supposedly Dylan Cease said about not wanting to come to Houston anyway?
Right.
So you know what? Respectfully, I say screw players. When players say they don't want to go somewhere, you know what? Screw you, dude. I'm sorry. Like, I don't got time for that. Stay in San Diego where you're not going to win a division, where you're not going to go anywhere. Okay. We would have welcomed Dylan Cease with open arms, and it's his prerogative. He's his own man. He can have his cake and eat it too, whatever. But when I hear stuff like that, I'm like, get over yourself, bro. Like, you're being offered in a trade because you aren't great right now. So chill on the I don't want to go to Houston thing. Whatever, man.
Yeah, I think that I know that the Astros wanted to trade for him in past, and I know that there's a lot of talk about the Astros possibly signing him in the offseason, and I think that we could put that to bed. But I think that the sweep by the Red Sox, 5 runs in this whole series, 3 of them in one game, the rest of them were just 1 run. But it just shows what the Astros have been doing. They've been struggling offensively. The Astros went out and addressed it. To their credit, without spending a lot, they traded 1 top 13 prospect, and the rest of them were basically players that didn't really factor into the future. So they did it without giving up a lot. So when I gave them the B+ grade after the trade deadline, that's the reason why I gave them that grade. I still think that they could have got another starting pitcher, but they upgraded. They brought on Carlos Correa, who I think is going to eventually, I know this series, it didn't look great. Nothing looked great. I know Jeremy Pena left in the Friday's game with some leg cramps. We all freaked out after that, but I think this team is going to be fine, but it sucks that they're going through this right now, right after trade deadline. But you know who else is struggling right now? The Yankees. The Yankees redid their entire bullpen, and the first game, their new bullpen, they gave up like 6 or 7 runs, just those players. It was something crazy like that. And the Marlins swept them. So guess who the Astros are facing next? The Marlins.
Yeah. It's a great time to face the Marlins when they're hot, right? Yeah. I mean, come on, bro. Can we just get a team that's not on a heater? Look, Sanchez goes back home. Hopefully it's like the friendly confines. Look, I mean, it was nice to see Christian Walker get a couple jacks. It was nice to see Carlos Correa hit a bomb. But, and we'll talk about it more later because Michael mentioned runners in scoring position, mentioned, situational hitting. And that's the thing I really want to focus on. But, look, in the next segment, Eric, we really need to talk about this pitching staff leaking oil, because that is something that I've been kind of seen about to happen, and it's happening. So we'll talk about that and how we can survive it. Look, I know sometimes it's tough to get up out of bed after an Astros sweep, or maybe you go to the golf course and you hit like a $145 on the course, right? But look, right now, if you go to 5hourenergy.com and you use my code LOCKEDONGOLF, you'll receive 20% off your order. That's right. It's time to fuel up with 5 Hour Energy Transfusion. It brings a bold grape, ginger, and lime flavor of your favorite golf drink minus the alcohol into a quick, energizing shot. Whether you're seeking birdies or just making memories with friends, and that hole-in-one is your energy game. That's right. Just like when I hit that first birdie with my dad at the Battleground Golf Course in San Jacinto, that was wild. Imagine throwing a 5 Hour Energy infusion in there back in 1989. That would have been insane stuff. Maybe I would have hit a hole-in-one. Golf is all about good times and good people. Good flavors, of course. A grape, ginger, lime flavor gives you the best part. I'm telling you what I'm going to do after this show. I'm going to go to 5hourenergy.com today, and I'm going to use the code LOCKEDONGOLF for 20% off my order. You need to do the same. That's the number 5hourenergy.com. This offer is only valid until September 30th. So do what I do right now. Go order it. Don't wait. And it cannot be used, though, with any other promotions. The code is not good on subscription orders. Go get it today.
Hey, guys. Thank you for making Locked On Astros podcast your first listen every day. Whether it's on YouTube, go ahead and subscribe to us. Go and make us your first listen. Apple, Odyssey, Spotify, wherever you listen to your podcasts, go and check us out. So I know that everybody's a little bit drained from the trade deadline, and I know that Dana Brown addressed why he didn't get a starting pitcher, and the starting pitching market was overpriced. And we already talked about what the Padres were asking for Dylan Cease. So we can move on now. The fact that the Astros did not get a starting pitcher. I will have to hope that Christian Javier, he's probably one start away from possibly returning back to the Astros. Luis Garcia and JP France are probably 2 starts away based on their progression, pitch count wise. So you may be seeing some of these guys come down the road. But right now, Spencer Arrighetti is due to start either Tuesday or Wednesday. I don't know if it's been officially announced yet. But when he does, he's probably going to be on a limited pitch count at some point. But we do know that the Astros have a limited starting rotation right now. He traded away Ryan Gusto. He actually pitched a pretty good game last, and the Astros actually made a trade today. Yes, they can make trades. This player just cannot be on the playoff roster. But welcome to Houston, John Rooney. If you wonder who that is, he's a 6'5" lefty who has never pitched in the big leagues. So He's 28 years old. So he was traded from the Marlins, so for cash considerations.
28 years old?
Yes.
Hofstra pitcher, Hofstra baseball comes to H-Town. Welcome to H-Town. But you know what, Eric? I'm glad we're talking about this. And Tez brings up a good point that I think is completely off, but I think where a lot of fans are. So let me explain. And this is something I was going to mention. Dana Brown knew we needed veteran pitching and bullpen. He gets more bats. Like what? Well, let me tell you something, Tesh, and everybody that did not pay attention to the trade deadline, is the price for pitchers was way too high. And the reason why the Boston Red Sox, although they did sweep the Astros, took the L, according to Jared Carabas, he is a Red Sox guy, because they stalled and waited so long for Joe Ryan that they didn't get him. They did get Dustin May. Dustin May, we should have lit him up. That guy loves walking people. They didn't get what they wanted to. The pitching prices, the demand was too high. And that's why the Astros didn't do it. They were not willing to go out again and do what they did last year, because I don't think they had an ace in the hole. Again, they weren't going to give up 4 players for Dylan Cease. And someone said, well, Dylan Cease probably wanted to stay with San Diego because he thinks his chances are better there. That's fine. I get it. Whatever. I mean, he's probably having a blast over there. But Eric, that has to be mentioned. That the pitching field was rife with inflation. Okay.
Right.
But talking about leaking oil. Look, Framber Valdez is going to implode every once in a while. Hunter Brown is going to have his woes. When, whether you have Javier in there, whether you have Arrighetti, pitchers are going to go through it. But that's why you have an offense that's supposed to pick up and take that burden away from them. I mean, I knew it was going bad when they got like 4 hits in a row, and then Abraham Toro, who I didn't even know was on the Red Sox, comes up to bat. I'm like, this is getting bad, right? But they are leaking oil because they have been the ones holding the ship together. Every time a little leak pops up in the hull of the ship, they go patch the hole and they move on. And that's what they've been doing. They've been patching holes because this offense has got a lot of holes in it. So they are worn. They are broken down, I think, a lot, not totally, but getting fresh arms back as starters, Eric, I think is going to be a really good thing for this. What's your take on that?
Well, I just think like today, it was mostly just the 4th inning. I know there's a lot of stuff that happened in that inning, but we've seen this before where Framber just kind of unravels a little bit. And it's about what's going to happen in the playoffs. So let's say he is the game 1 pitcher again in a wild card series, in a division series, whatever it is. It's just, how long are you going to deal with the Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde of Framber Valdez? One day he can have 12 strikeouts and just look like the ace.
Well, he's only had 2 bad starts this
I know.
year. So,
but against a team like this was pretty much a playoff atmosphere. Props to Boston. They brought their A game in this entire series. The fans, it just felt like they knew that this was a big series. They knew that they could try to get ahead of the Astros because not just the Astros, but everybody's trying to get that bye. And so the Red Sox are trying to prove something. Everybody's trying to prove something. And why not prove it against a team that's riding high? A lot of people called them winners of the trade deadline, not the big winners, but they're one of the teams that were the winners by the players that they got in. And so I think that the Red Sox had a lot to prove. Alex Bregman had a lot to prove in this series. So there's just a lot. And if you look at this lineup, it's not super deep for the Red Sox, but overall, it's Abraham Toro has been playing first base since their guy's been Tristan Casas.
Okay, yeah. See, I guess I wasn't aware of that. I haven't really paid that close attention to the Boston Red Sox. So that's
right. But they're filling holes like the Astros are, and unfortunately, the Astros just don't have a deep enough farm system to really patch them. So that's why you had to go out and get the guys you did. Yes, Dana Brown would have loved to go patch the holes in the rotation and the bullpen. Hey, by the way, while we're talking about it, there's a lot of rumors about a DFA'd Cub, another DFA'd Cub, who may be coming back to Houston, and Ryan Presley. So buy or sell? Do you think that's going to happen?
It would be a very Astros thing to do for them to bring him back, but you're going to have to DFA someone yourself. I mean, you brought back Hector Neris, right?
Nick Hernandez. What's hard?
Just saying. I'm just saying.
He's 2-3 with a 4.35 ERA with 28 strikeouts, 1.52 WHIP. He's much better than Nick Hernandez. Let's get rid of him.
Right. He's better than Nick. Well, but you know what? Poor Nick. That dude can't catch a break for nothing. He gets called up and sent back down more than anything. I mean,
Shea Whitcomb does.
Well, yeah, him and Shea Whitcomb, I think, have they been in the same room together at the same time? I think they're the same guy. But look, as much as my recency bias gets me with Presley, knowing how he left, thinking he was disgruntled, he didn't like I think he hated his role. He went to the Cubs. He got demoted pretty quickly. They're like, bro, you ain't closing for us anymore. Maybe he coming back in being like the guy that comes in before Abreu Look, if he can get on a roll and get on a streak, the guy helped us win a World Series, Eric.
Yeah.
So he's got that, but he's got to come back and it's got to make sense. And if it makes sense, then that means the Astros don't trust the guys that they currently have in their bullpen. And I don't know that I have confidence in all those guys right now. So maybe,
like you said, I think it's a total Astros move, and I think it's totally going to happen. So I know this time around there's not going to be any controversy about who's the closer. So guys, we'll go and continue this conversation. Thank you for making Locked On Astros podcast your first listen every day, whether it's on YouTube. Go ahead, subscribe to us. Go and make us first listen. Apple, Odyssey, Spotify.
Yeah, that's right. This episode is also brought to you by our friends at FanDuel. Go to FanDuel.com today. Summer sports are in full swing, and we're all about the baseball under the lights, golf on the green, and the high-stakes soccer action. I mean, who doesn't love footy, right? FanDuel is the best way to make every game even more exciting. You're already following the action. Why not make it a little more thrilling with FanDuel? You can get in on the game with your friends while your friends are getting sunburned on the beach. You can get all the money in the bank from FanDuel. That's right. It is easy to use, fast to pay out, and makes every regular season game feel like the playoffs. Whether you're placing a same game parlay or watching a bet right into the ninth inning, FanDuel makes it feel like you are a part of the action. If you're new to FanDuel, new customers can bet just $5 and get $150 in bonus bets if your first $5 bet wins. Open the FanDuel app today or visit FanDuel.com to get started.
Hey, you guys, there's a little red button down there. Go ahead and press it. It helps us get to 15,000 subscribers. It's a subscribe button, and we're getting pretty close. We're at 14,833. That's what we were before the start of this broadcast.
14,000.
14,000.
You said 1,400. You just demoted us to year one of YouTube.
Sorry, my bad. It's been a long day. Y'all probably can't see it, but I've been like really decorating my studio today.
Guys, Eric sent me pictures of his setup. Bro has leveled up. Like you leveled up so much, Eric. I'm almost jealous of what you have. But dude, you've come a long way. Congrats. You're in that new house. I freaking love it. Yeah, Eric with the flex. Yeah, I know, trying to show off in front of our fans, right? But hey, Jose Hernandez is asking this. He says, Brett, what is this offense missing? We have great players.
Hey,
I don't know if
can I say something real quick before you get in something?
Yeah.
The pressure that's put on these guys that are traded to a team and to contention like Carlos Correa, Urias, and then Sanchez. I can't imagine what it's like to come in your first couple of days with a new team. I know Carlos Correa, this is his old team, but to expect them to come in and have instant impact, sometimes it's unreliable. I know that unrealistic. But Carlos Correa, he did have his home run today. He did play great defense. He does enjoy doing it, but let's give it a few days before we start freaking out too much about the offense. But it's the same thing that we've been seeing recently, right?
It is. And, that's what I'm saying. We do have great players. We've gotten most everybody back. We don't have Myers back. I don't anticipate to see him anytime soon. Obviously, our RBI and home run leader is not currently playing. And Isak Paredes won't be back till next year. And, Christian Walker has started swinging the bat better. Yainer Diaz has started swinging out, but, swinging better. But at the end of the day, what is missing? They simply need to get guys on base and they need to bring them home. It's situational hitting. Victor Caratini had 4 hits, nothing to show for it. He had 4 hits, but I don't care if you get hits. And look, can I just say this? I'm not knocking Joe Espada, but I'm knocking Joe Espada in kind of a backhanded compliment. After a game that you get double-digit hits and you score 3 runs, you can't say – now, Joe's never going to throw his guys under the bus publicly, but you can't seriously say with a straight face, oh, but we got all the hits and that's good. No, it's not. It sucks. Why? Because you got all the hits. and you didn't do anything with it. I don't care if you collect 30 hits, but if you score 2 runs, nobody cares, right?
Right.
But Joe Espada, the hitting coaches and the team have got to say, guys, what is our approach? What are we doing at the plate? Why are we the team that's not getting situational hits? I mean, someone had tweeted that Jose Altuve was the best franchise player in Astros history and also the worst base runner in Astros history. I mean, we've got things like that. We've got base running snafus. We've got guys being sent too soon. We've got guys making mistakes. They just got to clean it up. They got to be more disciplined. I know they want to compete. I know they want to win. I don't expect them to hit 90 home runs the rest of the season. But, Eric, I expect them to get on the ball when it comes to situational hitting. They absolutely have to.
Somebody asked
I can't answer that right now. I mean, I would have to sit down and really dissect because we don't have Jordan back. I don't know about Myers, but my starting lineup, you got Urias, who we didn't even mention about the trade stuff, who you have another Gold Glover. You have a logjam in the infield, Eric.
Yeah.
But
Dubon, he's got pretty good contact skills, but same time, do you play Urias, who does have some home run ability? So Joe Espada does have a lot more tools to use, but put him in the right spot in order. Like Cam Smith was batting down in the lineup. Granted, he hasn't been hitting as good as he was during that little streak that he was going on. So that's why another reason why he's down in the, I think, batting 8th. But this team is just going through it right now. I'm not stressing about it. I'm not concerned about it. I'm more frustrated with the fact that we're to this point where you have the Mariners, who are 2.5 games behind us, and then you have the Rangers, who are I think 4.5 games behind us. So it's getting really, really close, and you want to put some distance between these guys. And I knew that the Mariners, especially after trading for Suarez and Naylor, and they made one other trade, I knew that their offense was going to get a little better. Their pitching has been pretty good. It's been improving. So they're a team I'm worried about. The Rangers, their pitching has been there all year, but their offense has not been there all year. So if the offense gets a little bit more consistent, then yeah, I'm worried about that. They've actually got a plus 66 run differential, and the Astros are only plus 39. The Mariners are still plus 22. So the Astros are just in a middle. They're at the top of a three horse race right now. So they got to go ahead and figure out what type of carrots to put in front of these horses to get them to run faster, to do whatever it takes. And I think that maybe playing a team like the Marlins will help. But then again, you had Stowers and hit his 25th home run today against the Yankees. And so that they're a hot team as well. And they're
playing. Who do we have? So, Eric, who do we have going in game 1 for the Astros? I know Spencer Arrighetti is supposed to pitch Tuesday or Wednesday. We have Jason Alexander. Okay. Well, that doesn't exactly.
That's where we are, Brett. And facing Sandy Alcantara.
I know. But get this. The guy we're the third game we're facing Jason Junk. Let's hope he throws a lot of junk and we hit the ball over the fence.
Yes. So we don't know when. Cal Quantrill in game 2 for the Marlins. I didn't even know he was on that team. But this is going to be an interesting series. The Astros got to go out there and hit. They've got to score. They've got to just go out there and have fun. And it was good to see Carlos Correa back. It was good. He said that he's been enjoying playing third base, and it's exciting for him. And I know that the first game there was a ball that got by him or something, but the runner didn't advance. But overall, the game, he looks pretty comfortable out there. He's played it at the World Baseball Classic, I think, back in 2016. So this isn't his first time ever playing third base, but it's first time at the big league level, and he's looking pretty good.
First time.
Okay, all right, ha ha ha. So let's give these guys some time to. I know that Sanchez had a good first game, and then Correa had a good game today. I think he had maybe another hit some other time, but overall, Urias hasn't really done much. But Sanchez looks like he can be a guy that can contribute on a regular basis, but I don't think he was playing every day with the Marlins either.
So here's a couple things, and Mr. Ghost Rose mentioned this. He was like, and I've seen other fans mention this. The lack of situations where you have two guys on no outs and bunting guys over to second and third. There doesn't seem to be a lot of small ball being played. They have done it in a couple games just randomly out of nowhere, and it works, and they score runs with it. They need to do whatever the hell they can to create runs, Eric, because this team is simply just not scoring runs. And I see the comment, Eric, time is running out. Guys, it's August 3rd. We got 2 full months of baseball left. Yes. Does the team need to correct ship? Yeah. I mean, the season's not over tomorrow. You know what I'm saying? So pump the brakes on the sky is falling and Chicken Little. Tomorrow night when I talk to Mike Stanton about it, he'll have the same message. Don't freak out. The Astros need to go into Miami and kick that Miami. You know what? They need to put BTA.
Yeah. So guys, I think that they'll play a little bit better in this next series. I just think that there's too much going on between Correa returning and playing against Alex Bregman, and just whatever happened between Neris and then the meltdown with Framber Valdez. But sometimes you just have bad series and against a good team. And the Red Sox are a much better team now that they're starting to hit better. They're pitching better ever since they got rid of Devers. Who would have thought that? But guys, thank you for making Locked On Astros podcast your first listen every day. And whether it's on YouTube, go ahead and subscribe to us. Go make us first listen. Apple, Odyssey, Spotify. Go and check out Locked On MLB, or go and check out Michael Conner at the Locked On Astros podcast as well. And we will see you tomorrow.
Go Stros.
That Carlos Correa home run was a blast.
It was a blast.